to address these problems openly with our children, with our neighbors, with our church members, to bring about proper education, proper treatment for cases of severe violence.
Can we come to the end of this talk?
Excuse me?
Can you finish your talk, please?
I'm finished.
Okay. Come in, please. May I suggest?
My name is Roran Rock, and I have a specific question I'm kind of embarrassed to ask because it may be my hearing, but I don't want to go away with any misunderstandings. Mrs. Bay, in your opening remarks, you spoke quite a bit about the beginnings of Islam. And I think I heard you say this, and I just want to verify it because it's something new to me. But I think you spoke of several thousand women scholars and jurists, and you referred this to Umar several times. So I would rather imagine that you're speaking of the four Orthodox caliphs during that period. Are you referring to Arabia? This is something completely new to me, that there are that many women scholars and jurists in Arabia. I understood that Islam came out of the Jahiliyyah, and that being the case, I just haven't heard this before. And if this is correct, I would like information where I could read that and study that myself.
When I talk about the early days of Islam, generally I think most scholars put those early days within the days of the Sahaba, the first four caliphs, and shortly thereafter. Because if you look at the history of the spread of Islam, it had spread completely through the subcontinent of India within less than 100 years from the time of the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So within those early days, yes, there were. A conservative estimate that I've read from Muslim scholars places the figure of women poets, transmitters of hadith, jurists, and other educated women at approximately 2,500. And I don't believe that this is a terribly overrated estimate. There were quite a few. You have to remember, even in the Jahiliyyah, for the Arab, poetry is a very particular form of expression, always has been. And the Quran, when recited, which I can't do, is an incredibly beautiful poetic experience. There have been many, many poets, of men and women in Arabia in the time of the Jahiliyyah and as far back as Arabia. But this is within Arabia and within the early region of the spread of Islam. Yes, there are quite a few. There are a number of books about Muslim women that are available. If you check the catalog from Qazi Publications out here, there are at least 20 to 30 books of Muslim women and scholars. Volume 5 of the Encyclopedia of Sirah, which is published, I think it's 7 full volumes. Volume 5 is devoted entirely to women with names and lists and all types of things of their early activities. There is quite a bit printed now.
I think maybe this end is just a misunderstanding of terms. When anybody uses the term scholar, that has one connotation. I would agree with you if you mentioned poets, because I think some of the great poets of that time were actually illiterate. You don't have to be literate to be particularly a poet. And I think I just misunderstood what you were saying by that many scholars, and I had thought you meant they were in Arabia. Now, it is very possible that there were educated people that accepted Islam as they came out of Arabia, that were educated, that were scholars in other countries. But this was something that I just did not place as being the condition of Arabia at the time of you mentioned Umar several times. But there again, I think it's just a misunderstanding. I would have completely understood if you had said poets. But
well,
scholars
it isn't
and
just poet. I am talking also about scholars, jurists, people who issued certificates to the great jurists and teachers like Al-Shafi and Malik and others. And this was done comparatively early, and I think you should look at context. We're talking about the 7th century AD as far as Christian dating. Even right now.
One or two names as an example.
She gave many.
Hafsa, I gave some during the address. Hafsa, wife of the... Yeah, please.
I'll just give you one example that really is quite revealing. One of the great early scholars of Islam, a male by the name of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, once made a statement about Aisha, the wife of the Prophet. And he said, whenever we, and we here is not the common man, we, the big scholars, whenever we, as scholars, had any dispute about any matter of jurisprudence, we used to go to Aisha, and we always, his words, we always found that she had knowledge of it. So the big scholars are going to Aisha to inquire about certain verdicts.
Well, thank you very much, and we come to the end of this session. We'll be ready, hopefully, in the next few minutes for the second session, which will start at 6 o'clock. And most probably, we'll have to do some checks, but most probably we'll do it upstairs instead of this place. So we'll let you know in a few minutes. Supposed to have this place for another group at 8 o'clock, so we'll see if we can finish before that, or we have to move the room.
حامد
Thank you.
كل المقيمين يصلوا فين. Sure. Thank you very much.
You're not. I'm going to ask to go. You stay.
Okay, there is a suggestion that we start in 15 minutes and then we stay in this room. Can we do that? Please raise your hands who can. Okay, good. Then we'll start 15 minutes from now at this place. And we'll finish early so that the other people can use the room.
Will we be finished by 8 o'clock?
You know, also we'll finish early.
Right, we have to leave at 8 o'clock.
We'll finish before.
Save the Kuwaiti. The Kuwaiti.
How you feel?
I think, really. Are you a Kuwaiti? No, I just heard George Bush kept telling us it was our religious duty to go save the Kuwaiti.